So radiotherapy is a double-edged sword. It kills cancer and it also damages your DNA and your cells.
What are the biomarkers I should be looking at which are aging me?
Genes are the key to the life processes. In our body, each cell ages differently. Aging is a process which is happening at a different organs, different cells in a different way.
One person can have a very good skin, but the heart is not functioning properly.
You have to have 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, but you have to wake up with the sun. The moment you take coffee shots or tea or whatever, these catecholamines make your body feel a little fresh. I'm ready to fight.
Buffet is a big taxing to your body. Body cannot decide what to digest, where to go.
The smartphones or the smart technologies are making our generation unsmart, unintelligent, foolish.
So our brain always had the capability to work to what our kids are working. We just underutilize our brain as a kid.
The best way to clean your tunnels or your pathways is through the blood. पापा ये ड्रग ये नहीं दवाई नहीं है, ये आपकी सेहत के लिए। दवाई तो है, ये दवाई ही है।
वेलकम गाइस, वेलकम टू Miduty टॉक्स। आज हमारे साथ हैं डॉक्टर बिरेन बैनर्जी एंड ही इज़ अ DNA साइंटिस्ट। ये किस फील्ड में काम करते हैं कि अगर आपके अंदर कोई जीन है जो कि लेट्स से कैंसर की, डायबिटीज़ की, कोई भी जीन है, आपको जीन लेवल पे, मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल पे, मॉलिक्यूलर जेनेटिक्स वी कॉल इट, उस पे काम करके उस जीन को कैसे शट डाउन करना है, क्या लाइफस्टाइल इंटरवेंशंस होंगी, क्या थेरेपीज़ होंगी। डॉक्टर बैनर्जी उस चीज़ पे काम करते हैं। एंड 6 नोबेल प्राइज विनर्स फॉर इन द स्ट्रीम ऑफ एंटी एजिंग, इंक्लूडिंग लेडी एलिजाबेथ, जिनको टेलोमेयर्स का इन्वेंशन के कारण नोबेल प्राइज मिला था। सो दे इवन हैव एन एसोसिएशन विद द डॉक्टर, सो दे विजिट देम। सो आई मीन I'm very curious because this is all going to be interesting कि एक disease को उसके root level से कैसे ख़त्म करना है। So we're going to be talking to Dr. Biren about this. So welcome Dr. Biren, welcome to the show.
First of all, thank you for having me in this podcast, and the work you are doing is exceptionally unique and very good. I congratulate you for that.
Thank you. Tell me, how did it all started? What motivated you to get into this line? What was your background?
Regarding my motivation, so I first heard the term gene when I was in class 5 and from my school teacher, and then he influenced me to take up genetics as a science because way back in the early 90s when I was in my school, the school teacher told me that this is going to be the future, this is going to be the field to be. You may think of medical science, you may think of becoming doctor, but that a lot of people will, but genetics, very few people will be in that field, and you will be some of the trendsetters.
Wow.
And then he told me about genetics and research when I started growing class 7, 8, 9. He gave me books written by, legendary people. I knew about Watson, Crick and their life stories right in my school. And that made me kind of hooked into genetics for life. And then I did my, I wanted to do my undergraduate studies in genetics, but in those days there was no undergraduate degrees available in India for genetics. But I went to Bangalore. I lived in Bangalore for almost 11 years. That's the biotech hub of India. We have the Indian Institute of Science, NCBS. So I used to go to NCBS libraries, IISc professors. I used to attend their lectures. And somehow I did my undergraduation in microbiology, and then I went to Sri Ramchandra Medical College, Chennai, which is the first medical college to start human genetics medical program. I got enrolled there and did my master's. Then I came back to Bangalore and started questioning on the DNA damage caused by radiation. That most of the cancer patients undergo radiotherapy. So radiotherapy is a double-edged sword. It kills cancer and it also damages your DNA and your cells. So I asked this question that how much of damage a cancer patient undergoes. So this research was supported by the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Government of India. And I did my Ph.D. under my guru, Dr. Sridevi Hegde, who's one of the leading geneticists of this country. And then I understood that genes are the key to the life processes. Your entire life processes revolve around genes and the way DNA works. People think that, genetic diseases, DNA disorders are all hereditary. You will find in the family histories. That's the notion people have. But as we go in deeper today, every disease, every condition of your human body is governed, controlled and regulated by the way your DNA is functioning. Whether you have a COVID or whether you have a malaria or you have a cancer or you have a diabetes, it's all your DNA regulatory processes which is writing the program all the time based on the code. So my influence have been pretty comprehensive, so to say. Okay, I trained myself as a cancer biologist, then did my postdoc at Genome Stability Lab in the National University of Singapore. And there I actually met Dr. Prakash, who was my postdoc supervisor at NUS Singapore. Now he worked with the lady called Carol Greeder and Elizabeth Blackburn, who discovered telomeres.
Telomeres, yes. She's a Nobel Prize winner.
Yes,
yeah.
But we started working with her when she was not a Nobel Prize winner. And Dr. Prakash was the first guy to clone mouse without telomerase gene.
Oh, wow.
He knocked out the gene and the mouse started growing older. And then they developed cancers, arthritis, all the age-related disorders pretty early. And then at the same time, Dolly was cloned, the ship, and Dolly had also the same diseases. Then this actually established the link between telomerase and aging.
Okay, that's why whole internet is talking about telomeres length.
Yeah, it is not only the length, but it is the functionality and how the telomeres control the entire physiological processes right at the core principle of gene expression.
You spoke about anti-aging. I can start the whole podcast with anti-aging. I'm 39, and what should the 5 lifestyle changes or nutrition interventions I should make in my diet and lifestyle, the 5 most important to slow down aging? And that's question number 1. And question number 2 is, what are the biomarkers I should be looking at which are aging me?
It's an excellent question, and your entire podcast can be based on these 2 questions. Okay, anti-aging. Let me explain to you what is aging as a process. So aging is a biological process which is irreversible because it keeps the person, the moment a cell is born, like when a zygote is formed in the mother's womb by 23 chromosomes for the father and mother, and one cell. From that single cell, a multicellular organism is formed within a span of 9 months or 38 weeks. That's one of the greatest miracles of mankind. So each cell is programmed from that single cell. Now, in the beginning, most of the cells, like one cell becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 16, and so on and so forth. In the beginning, the telomerase and the telomere length are long enough to sustain these cells to call them the so-called immortal cells. They are not programmed to die. So they keep on multiplying because they have multiple organs to be formed, multiple cellular programming to be set, multiple functionalities has to be put in place. So that's the core basis that they don't die in that beginning. But as these stem cells get differentiated and become unidirectional, from multipotent to unipotent, then their lifespan is set. So in our body, each cell age differently.
Okay.
So we look at organismically an individual as aging, like the hair is graying or the skins are getting wrinkled or you have pain in your joints. So these are overall organismically you are looking at an individual. But aging is a process which is happening at a different organs, different cells in a different way.
I didn't know that because I often told people in the past that your skin health can tell a lot about your organs. Now, one person can have a very good skin, but the heart is not functioning properly. So it is per organ, they are not interconnected.
They are connected, but the organs age differently.
Okay.
And then there is also an activity of balancing. Suppose how much of work each organ is going through. For example, a person is smoking several packs of cigarettes per day, and he has 100 pack years per annum he is smoking. So his lungs are negotiating with 5,500 chemicals per smoke session on a daily basis for days, weeks, months, and years. So his lung has overworked, over-negotiated, and over-functioned over a person who is, meditating in Himalayan caves and having a beautiful lifestyle. So if you compare these two persons' lungs, obviously it's taken that the lung of the smokers has aged much more than this person's lungs. Similarly, a person who is on a very heavy diet, he is a food addict. He keeps on exploring different foods at streets and street foods. Now his liver is functioning at a much higher rate than a person who's on a diet and caloric restriction regime. So his cells are aging faster. So therefore, how lifestyles are integrated in your aging process is a very good link, and how you are using your genetic programs. So coming back now to your question, 5 most important processes which we should do to slow down aging. Let us go back to 3,500-4,000 years back, where people in our country, not in other countries, lived healthy for up to 80, 90, 100 years. There are evidences. So these rishis or these people in those ancient civilizations, what they used to do is, number one, as you said, they used to wake up with the sun and go down with the sun.
I do that.
So our genes are basically programmed for 50 million years. We are 50 million years old, basically. This body dies in 70, 80 years, but we don't die. If you talk spirituality, I can talk that also. The karma is influencing next birth. That's how it is going on. But anyway, coming back to the body. So the first one is regulating sleep.
Regulating sleep.
Okay, you have to have 6.5 to 7 hours of sleep, but you have to wake up with the sun. Now here, lot of specific intercontinental multinational companies operate in America, in Europe, and in Australia and India simultaneously. So they have employees at different time zones at the same time. So you are breaking the barrier of the time zone, and you are making people work at night, at midnight, past midnight. So their working hours are 9 p.m. sharp, they start working, and 6 a.m. morning they stop working and go home, have a little bit of food, and then sleep. They say this term, I'll have to catch some sleep. Now, catching some sleep is not an animal that will catch. You have to undergo the process of sleeping. It's a very important process. If you don't undergo the real process of sleeping, okay, with all these cycles, different alpha beta cycle of sleep, then you will not get that recharge which your body wants, and your entire genetic programming recharge doesn't happen. So in day, whatever amount of sleep you do during the day, it will not be that night sleep of that 6-7 hours. So my first thing is sleep.
If people are not able to sleep, because yes, sleep is important, are there any specific nutrients they can take?
Yeah. So first of all, our cortisols.
Okay.
So our cortisol levels of this days and months and years of disrupting our sleep cycle. or circadian rhythm has led to a situation that your body doesn't get sleep now, or your mind doesn't get calm down. Your activity, mental see, these people are working in call center, they're going to office, they start a project in, like we do in the morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. we start work, and our mind is at the peak of the activity, and then by the time in the afternoon, evening, we slow down, and by late evening our mind wants to relax and then have some friendly discussion.
I got so much trolling on internet because I said you shouldn't go to the gym in the evening.
You never.
I was trolled so badly, and people are saying, so many other micro influencers, they picked up my content there. So one thing is, they are saying don't go to gym. If you have an option to go to gym in the evening and an option to walk in the nature, what one should pick?
Of course, walk in the nature. See, gymming is an obsession. People want to look in physical shape, okay? But internally, you are super exhausted.
I know.
I don't want to name, but the person who has started this culture is a superstar in Bollywood, okay? And you see what's happening to him now.
I know what you're talking about.
So,
exactly.
So physically looking great and internally completely exhausted is not at all the idea. So you take, I can take his name because he's my friend. You take Milind Suman. Does he look young physically? His hair is great, his eyes are having little wrinkle, but can you run with him? Most of the marathoners cannot run with him because he's super fit internally. Okay, and he can do rock climbing, mountain climbing, marathon, swimming, everything at the age of 67, 68. Why? Because he has not gone behind looking muscular. Okay, he is, but getting this, back to shape. I have to get this abs. I have to get that, chin up. That's simply physical. So physical at the cost of your own body. Going gym at the end of your office time or at the end of work schedule, you want to go hit the gym at 9 p.m. is like you are taking a horse, okay, and then running with the horse, taking the horse for 30-40 kilometers, and then making the horse stand for some time. You grab some food and then telling the tired horse, again run with me.
Yeah, real.
That's what you are doing to your body, basically. So my first answer to your question would be sleep. Second is calorie restriction. So in olden times, I may sound very orthodox, but the rishis used to say, आपको कितना खाना है? आपको आपकी मुट्ठी भर जितना अनाज लगता है उतना खाना है. आपकी अगर काया बड़ा है तो आपका मुट्ठी बड़ा है. अगर आप छोटे कद का हो तो आपका मुट्ठी छोटा है. उतना भर अन्न आपको खाना है. That is the restriction they used to exercise on themselves.
Caloric restriction, yes. It increases lifespan. There are studies. But caloric restriction, I have a question. Won't it compromise if you do it in extended period of time? I understand 1 month is okay, or maybe 3 weeks is okay. If you do it extended period of time, won't your basal metabolic rate compromise?
So, caloric restriction does not mean nutritional deficiency.
Got it.
So if you are taking iron supplement, if you are taking vitamin supplement, micronutrient supplement, and you are cutting down your carbs, you're cutting down your high calorie diet, that's fine with me. And that's what a lot of people does. They don't eat too much. They don't eat stomach full or plate full, but they eat smart.
But I eat high caloric food. For example, in the morning, I had 5 egg Benedicts. I'm going to skip the lunch and maybe going to skip the dinner too, because yesterday I fed properly. So I navigate like that. So when you say high caloric food are the fats, the healthy fats. Should one integrate healthy fats, or should I do lot, like if I have to take, let's say 5 eggs, guys, I did 7 yesterday. So if somebody has to do 5 eggs, should I go for 2 full eggs and 4 egg whites, or full eggs?
See, I would not be personalizing your diet, but People should eat as per their tolerance, their adaptability. You can eat and digest 5 eggs. Another person, a friend of yours, may not stand 1 egg. Okay. So for him or her, that egg is toxic. The body doesn't adapt. The body doesn't want. Maybe he or she belongs to a Tamil Brahmin family. For hundreds of generations, they have not taken animal fat.
It's
Right?
also, yeah.
So that's how his or her genetics is programmed. You are from North India, so your parents, your genetics have been exposed to animal fat, so it's fine with you. So diet is what your body gets adapted to, as well as, but you should have a kind of a regime which should not, like, I'll just give you an example. This is so stupid that people go to these marriage parties and huge, buffets, and then they have so much of food. They grab and eat and eat. Later, after that, they go to the dessert section, and there they have a hot chocolate, which is about 70 degree, 80 degree temperature. And then they have an ice cream, which is minus 30, minus 40 degree temperature. So a 70 degree hot chocolate and a minus 70 degree ice cream, they mix. Imagine your liver cells, how will they negotiate with it? Will they not curse you? Will they not say to hell with your food addiction and your savoring your taste? Why don't you stick to whatever you need for your body? Your body does not need that chocolate brownie with that ice cream. Your body doesn't need that. Your mind may be needing it. Your tongue may need it, but your body doesn't need it.
Exactly. When I entered this morning buffet and I saw, it confuses people actually. So, and then morning breakfast is the most important meal. Their whole day is going to get decided. So I have today 3 podcasts. So I needed healthy fat. So I had 4 egg benedicts and done. And little bit of black coffee. So actually buffet is a big, let's say, taxing to your body. Body cannot decide what to digest, where to go. 4 eggs, done with it. I didn't have carbs a lot. If I want to have carbs, I'll have some like watermelon at the end, little bit, because I don't want to have complex carbs to slow me down.
Yeah.
These are 3 because of this day. Yeah. So once you're very right. So when you go to caloric restriction, I do caloric restriction. I take around 600 to 1800 calories, but some days because of this lifespan increase, I'll do 1 meal a day. But if I do it extended period of time, like 1200 to 1300 calories, that's what gym people are doing. Whenever you go to some dietitian, they put you on 1200 calorie diet. So this is caloric restriction. But what we have seen is when after people come back to us, to Miduty, that now they have this called stuck weight, and we increase their calories, thoda aur khao. So agar aap caloric restriction extended period of time ke liye karte ho, to will it not affect your metabolism? If your nutrients are okay.
Yeah, if your nutrients are okay, if your supplements are there, then I don't think so it will affect. I would also recommend, some people do it and they get benefits, and even some of the sports persons do it, is that maybe minimum 4 or 5 times a year, you go on a water diet for 3 to 4 days. You don't eat anything, you just drink water. Slowly, like today, I restricted myself with 1 breakfast and maybe a little bit of small meal in the evening. Tomorrow, I will just have breakfast, no meal in the evening. Day after, I will not have anything. And from day after, for the next 2 to 3 days, I will not have anything except water.
You are telling about yourself?
No, there are people who do it.
Okay.
I also have done it many times. And from the 3rd day, you feel so light, like you are flying, and you are energetic. You have no food, but you are still energetic. And I will recommend this to be done by people who are not in the teenage years. They should be about 20 years plus, so that their body is set and their fat distribution in their body is like their growth is kind of optimum. They should try this water diet therapy for 4 to 5 days, at least 4 times a year. You'll see, you will get natural detox.
And I don't want supplements on that day?
No, supplements is nothing, is not food. Supplement is your requirement.
Okay.
Food is you are giving like a fuel.
Okay.
Supplement is your biological requirement, your body functions. Like if you don't give optimum ions like zinc, magnesium, iron, and then if you are not giving vitamins, then your body enzymes, your genes are not expressing. Genes are making proteins, but those proteins are not functional.
How many supplements do you take?
Okay, I take about, it depends, 6 to 7. When I travel, I take different supplements. When I go for some adventure sports, I take different supplements. If I have a project to be completed at a timeline, I take different supplements. But usually I have a regime of supplements, yes.
Okay, because when I was reading your bio, I was like, a normal person with all their brain fog wouldn't be able to comprehend what you are doing. So it means your brain is really working in top 1% in the world. Can you tell me, I want to have a brain like you too. Can you tell me the top nutrients for the brain?
See, just telling that my brain is top 1% of the world, it is not that right. For your compliments, I thank you. But our brain, basically, we don't use more than 3 to 4%.
Okay.
Nobody uses. I will just draw a corollary. In our genome, like the single cell which I mentioned, which started, that genome, every cell has a gene length of about 2 meters DNA, which is packed in a 2 micron nucleus. So it is 1.5 million times packing. And that 2 meter DNA has 3.4 billion this bases, this nitrogenous bases, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine. These are the 4 letters your DNA has. Now this 2 meter long 3.4 billion bases in there in every cell. But only 2% of this is genes. They function as genes, they make proteins. Rest 98% regulate these genes. They are not functioning at all directly to form proteins. Similarly, in your brain, you have billions of nerves, and all this entire nerve do not form your thoughts, your analytical prowess, or your problem solving skills, or your memories. They don't form. Only 2 to 3%, maximum 4% forms these quadrate, G quadrates, where we store our memories or do our function and everything. Brain is all fat, and a special type of fat. And it is made up of fat, but it functions on pure glucose.
And any supplements for sharper brain, so that, or the brain neurodegeneration?
Bacopa, Brahmi, virgin coconut oil.
Yes.
Virgin coconut oil, which has the pure medium fatty chain. There is short, there is medium, and there is long. So MCTs should be high. That is what I
Yeah, I take my coffee with MCT powder because my parents couldn't leave chai. They said, we don't want to leave chai. And I had to hack their chai. So what we did is we made MCT powder.
That's great. Wonderful idea.
You have to take that. So now the chai taste is exactly the way we are used to it. I did not want it to limit their chai because we have an emotional bond with chai, and it's not that bad. The bad is milk and sugar.
See, this is an idea I was bouncing with a lot of people in last one of my meetings in Chennai. See, this pill culture, no? Olden people like my parents or people from different generations, they hate pills. For them, pill kills. So how many pills will you pop in the morning? You have this supplement, that supplement, this, that. So let us transform. See, what do you have in pill? You have your active ingredients. So make biscuits out of it, chai out of it, food, different types of food out of it, cookies out of it.
We have made jellies for
jellies.
kids.
So this will help in people having the nutrition, and they will not have that psychological guilt. I'm dependent on so many pills. Oh my God. See, if I tell my father, ये लेना,
Yeah,
कितना
same with my
पिल
father.
तुम
Same.
दोगे मुझे,
Ah,
मुझे
yeah.
मार डालोगे क्या, मैं तुम्हारा गिनी पिग बन गया हूँ, तुम डेली ये पिल बढ़ाते रह रहे हो. So that's psychological, and I don't blame them. I told पापा ये ड्रग, ये नहीं, दवाई नहीं है, ये आपकी सेहत के लिए. दवाई तो है ही, दवाई ही है.
Yeah, because same happened. My brother got dengue, and I wanted to put him on high dose of vitamin C. We have liposomal vitamin C, but 650 mg. So I wanted to give him 3 to 4 grams, which is equivalent to 7 to 8. So I went in front of his like, Pranav, ye le le 8 pills. Like, are you crazy? Matlab, people's first thing is this dengue is made him like so much fatigue, but 8 pills.
I cannot take 8 pills. Oh
but
my
it's
God.
just 3 grams of vitamin C.
वो आप नहीं समझा सकते. वो उनको 3 ग्राम खोल के दे दो तो ठीक है.
Exactly.
आप चम्मच में दे दो, ये चम्मच, 1 चम्मच पाउडर है, आप इसको ले लीजिए, वो ले लेंगे. लेकिन वो 5-7 पिल देख के डर जाते
हैं. Oh, I have to overcome this mental barrier. I will make such supplements. So what are the best supplements for the, first you said you take 7 supplements. Now I'm curious.
No, 7, 8. I gave you this number, 6 to 7, 8.
Can you please tell which one?
That is a little bit like personal, but yes, I take most of these essential vitamins, then essential ions, particularly magnesium, zinc, and then clinical vitamin C. Then I take your fish oils.
Omega 3s.
Yes. Then I take this MCT, this nano MCT. Then nano curcuminoids. There is a flavonoid mixture I take.
Yeah, we also have that in the product called Stop Aging.
Okay.
So we put resveratrol, green tea extract for EGCG. We put all like fiestin, everything which is well researched. So we call it Stop Aging. And people are having high energies with it. It affects differently when we have testimonials. Okay, getting back to the 5 things.
Yeah, so first thing is sleep, we told you. Then second, caloric restriction. And third I'm coming is optimal exercise.
When you say caloric restriction, is it okay that I just had food today? Now, can I, because you just motivated me, I'll have food after 3 days. Is that okay?
No.
I have 6 podcasts lined up.
No. See, I'll tell you, this is the problem. You are again coming back to your own question, which you have written, that people should not do gym at the end of the day.
Oh, because I have...
So if you have so much of lined up and your body is not tuned to this not having food, water therapy and all that, then that will be a boomerang to your body.
I know what you mean. When I'm giving such a big stress to the body, I should remove all other stress. So let me get back to Dubai, and then I do 3 days water fast.
Yes. You live in Dubai?
Yes.
Okay. So 3 days of water fast. There you will drink coconut water. You do meditation. You will get beautiful meditation. I'm telling you. On the second, third day, you will get beautiful meditation.
I have a band with it, measures in the app, and it tells my brain waves, so I could see it. Is it actually working or not? And you said coconut water.
Coconut water.
I can have in my fast.
Yeah. It's water therapy. You can have as much of water.
I can have vegetable juice.
Yes.
Okay. Can I have coffee?
No.
Why?
Caffeine activate a gene pathway in our body, which is actually making you, that is called integrated stress response, ISTR. So your body, the moment you take coffee shots or tea or whatever, these catecholamines make your body feel a little fresh. I'm ready to fight, or I'm ready to take up this assignment.
With L-theanine? Yeah, but you're right. I have very different kind of motivation with coffee.
Yeah. And all these Americans are addicted to black coffee.
Is it bad?
Too much is definitely bad.
No, I just have 1 espresso.
That's fine.
Can I have 2 espressos?
It depends on what you're working. If you have 3 or 4 podcast line, you can have it because you need it.
Okay, so one should use coffee strategically.
Yes.
But I want to be a high performer every single day of my life.
You will become a high performer if you can mentally program yourself that I will be the best performer ever on this planet.
Not with coffee.
Not with coffee. You don't need any external things basically. Your body is such a miracle machine, I'm telling you. Such a miracle machine. We have so many untapped genetic programs still to be expressed. We are simply living like animals. We are eating like them. We are procreating like them. We are going to parties and doing this and doing that. We are not tapping our real genetic potential which makes us human. And that is what is our intelligence and conscience. If we can tap that, which our rishis did long back, and they became superhumans. 3-4 things. If you can know yourself in this life, like your purpose, why you are born, what you want, what you are programmed to do. Everybody is programmed to do something. Okay. If you say then why everybody is not a saint, why everybody is not a reformer, why everybody is not leading the whole world? They are not understanding their purpose.
Yes.
Only few, very, very few you can count are understanding their purpose and they are tuned that. I can name one guy who's like close to us and I follow him a lot. His name is Priyananda. He is at the moment one of the leading influencers in the world. Like he has beaten Sadhgurus and others. He's one of the greatest thinker on consciousness currently in the world, and he heads the New York Vedanta Society, Ramakrishna Mission Vedanta Society, which was established by Swami Vivekananda. He is the chair there in New York, and he gives lectures in different parts of the world like IITs and Oxfords and Indian Institute of Science, Harvard. So he talks about this, so this guy talks about with a lot of clarity that the purpose of one's life has to be realized in this life. The people who are really purposeful, aligned with their purpose, they are superhumans.
Got it. Yes, because the energy level is different. You don't, and what I have seen is I don't need dopamine. I don't need alcohol. I don't need good clothes. I don't need a lot of friends. I don't need big cars. It just doesn't make sense, because the thing that drives us is, you asked me why I became from engineer, because I put 8 years of my life, and when I reached to a good level, I dropped it, because I just asked myself, whenever I had to go through engineering books, why was it hard? And today, for the first time, I picked up a medical book. Why is it easy for me? Why is it just flowing? Why I don't want to sleep? Why I don't want dopamine from food? Why I'm not hungry? So I had this 50 questions, and I was already 30 at that time. And today when I compare my pictures after 10 years, 40 years old and 20 years old, I look younger, because that baggage of inflammation and water retention and not liking what I'm doing, it all dropped. And my caloric, I was at 1200, now I'm at 1800 calories. I'm eating more, I'm more happier, more energetic. You are right, the purpose.
Yeah. So that solves your question, what makes me superhuman? So you have found a purpose. You have found a natural inclination to something which you are born to. Like when people ask you, how do you tackle so much of genetics in medical science, in infertility, in cancer, in wellness? I told, for me, genetics, it's genes. It is your body. It is your physiology, and it is my prarabdha. For generations of my life, I have been studying genetics. So when I see scientists, I read about them, some of the previous ones who are dead and gone, I feel so connected with them, as if I know them for years. So that gives me the purpose.
Same here. Okay, caloric restriction, sleep, third.
Okay.
Purpose.
Exercise.
What kind of exercise is good exercise?
So we are slowly moving from farmer class to software class. So our hunter-gatherer evolution like hard work, walking, running, escaping hardships, farmers working in the field, to air conditioned, cocooned environment, artificial light. So we are not exercising, we are not burning calories, we are not optimally putting our entire musculature into action. So that is creating, like people were writing a beautiful article, sitting in an office for 8 hours is equivalent to smoking 1 pack of cigarettes.
Yes.
So sitting is the new smoking.
Smoking, yes.
They have to move, they have to do stretching, they have to get their entire body working. That is important. They walk, they stretch, they can bend. Those things. That is, I'm not talking about muscle building, I'm not talking about gymming, I'm not talking about pilates, but at least basic body exercise, body movement. Let them swim also. Swimming is the best exercise, I'll say. If people know
I
how
don't
to.
go swimming because there are still, nobody has thought of this idea, hydrogen peroxide based swimming pools. I have also a pool in my own house in Dubai, but I don't go inside. I don't want chlorine in my body. So that's the only problem with swimming. I don't swim because of this chlorine. And I've seen also something that how chlorine affects. The moment my mom goes inside the pool, she has to go to the washroom. I don't know what's the correlation, but I know that it's leaching inside the body. Okay, so what is the fourth anti-aging best therapy?
Stress.
Managing stress. Okay.
So there are happy stress and there are toxic stress. Happy stress means, suppose I have a target in my mind that I will today look into 50 patients. I will review them about how much they benefited from our last 1 month of therapy. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy to and curious that what will I hear from them.
Adrenaline.
So I have that. And then I spend 1 hour, half an hour with each of them. So I end up spending about 12, 14 hours at a stretch. But I'm tired, but I'm still happy. That's what happy stress is all about, which even sportsmen have. They are very tired, but Ashwin did an 100 yesterday in Chennai, and he was extremely happy but very tired because of Chennai heat. That is fine, but today's world, most of us are under toxic stress, and these are all aspirational stress. You said you don't want big car, you don't want to go to party, you don't want to have the top-notch contacts in your mobile. That is a great thing to have. Today's world, with this social media and accessibility, people want more. That never ends. Materialism never has an end, and that is the cause of unhappiness around the world. Otherwise, all the moneyed people would have been the happiest creature roaming around. They seem to be happy, but they're not. They're
yes. You know, our Miduty, our brand, we have 2 million Miduty family on Facebook, around 700K on YouTube, but on Instagram we have only 100,000 or 150,000. I never put content on Instagram to attract so many people. I do not want that audience so much, because how can a person decide in first 90 seconds that what he wants to do? Can you imagine that reel scrolling in 90 seconds, you are taking a decision for your life? So, you know, I think Instagram adds a lot to the stress, but that's becoming powerful. So there is this, you know, digital stress, I would say. And you are right. I know this person, again, serving to your identity bar, which
and you message that person and you don't receive any reply for the first 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Oh my God, why is he not replying me?
Exactly.
That gets up your blood pressure and it makes you thinking, and then you are occupied, you're engaged in that thought. You forgot what you have to do next. You are continuously thinking about it. That person would have happily, gone to sleep or doing some activity somewhere, so didn't see the phone. So what? We are not compelled to answer some people instantly. We are not.
Yes, yes.
So this is instantaneous gratification is where we are looking for dopamine, and we are all the time dopamine deprived because of how much of dopamine will the body continuously serve you if you're going on.
Yeah, but this is so interesting. Through WhatsApp, we are so much connected, and you are right. If you do not, from a very important person, if you do not get a reply, your brain goes in all directions. Because right now, this earlier people would get a blue tick.
Now they have become a little smart, so they are not coloring it anymore. Whether they have seeing or whether they are seeing or they are not seeing, people don't understand. They purposely do it.
Wow, that's brutal. यार पढ़ा भी होगा मैसेज कि नहीं पढ़ा होगा, क्या मैं दोबारा फॉलो
नहीं पढ़ा होगा, मेरा ड्यूटी मैंने भेज दिया. अगर वो भूल भी गया होगा तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मैं अपना काम करूँगा. ठीक है, मेरा लाइफ उसमें उसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट नहीं है. यू हैव टू लिव, लेट गो इज द बेस्ट वे. इन मेडिटेशन व्हाट डू दे टीच? लेट गो. So that people इतना पकड़ के रहेंगे सब, वो पकड़ is the stress.
Precision that comes and the confidence that comes is being at the present moment. Nobody, past has gone, future we don't know. The only thing we can gift the body is present moment. So all the mummies and the parents especially, that's a big, I'm disheartened when I go with my kid outside. I'm the only one giving 100% attention to my kid, and rest everybody's on their phones.
Yeah. That's so pathetic, absolutely pathetic. That children, and that's why they are also addicted to phone. Now nowadays it has become a custom that the parents are giving their phone to their little child to play. You play with cartoons and whatever, and these parents are on their phone or they're talking, and the child is getting programmed from the childhood on digital
so
screen.
What genes can it affect with this, with pre-exposure of digital technology to the kid? We never had phone. What genetic what wrong it is happening?
Okay, let us see the positivity and then the negativity. So today's children are getting more and more digitally educated, I would say, and they are exploring. Their explorative mind is so fresh and so charged that they will figure out the functions of phone much better than you do, because they're one generation ahead. So my daughters can know a lot of functions in my phone and can control the TV or other instruments with the phone, which I don't know or I don't care. So they're getting digitally tuned, and they are becoming like literate, which people used to say computer literate. Now it is like tech literate. So in my talk today, I'm going to show what is Generation Z, Generation Z plus. They are not Homo sapiens anymore. They are Homo sapiens AI tech, Homo sapi tech. They are AI enabled. So they know how to use AI better than us. So this is one good
So
aspect.
our brain always had the capability to work to what our kids are working. We just underutilize our brain as a kid.
No, the brain does not need to do all this.
Okay.
The kids who are doing all this are basically hacking the brain. They're bypassing it. Suppose you are asking kid, what do you think the Sahara Desert is? What is the area of Sahara Desert, and where is it situated, and what are the characteristics of Sahara Desert and all that? They say, who the hell is learning? Let me just ask. So their brain is never exploring. You read so much, right? We used to read so much. I still read so much. From morning you read. You are having a plan in your mind that you want to know about, say, resveratrol and its antioxidant properties, and which are the plants which is extracted to. Start reading. While reading about resveratrol, you will read so many other things which you didn't plan to. and that will enrich you.
Yes.
That is the beauty of exploration and research. Our children are not doing that.
Yeah, I always start with one window. Then when I leave my computer after 3 hours, because one leads to second, then there are small windows.
Exactly. So now,
So it's good for the brain.
yes. So here, these guys are not doing that. So the children are becoming restricted. And I am telling you, the smartphones or the smart technologies are making our generation unsmart, unintelligent, foolish. The day these people go out on the street without their phone, they're clueless.
Oh yes, with navigation that
They're
has happened.
completely clueless.
Oh God, this navigation thing.
Navigation.
Somebody came to Dubai, and after 1 year, I was so shocked. I couldn't go anywhere because my phone was dead. Oh.
So your brain, and then if we want to know some way, so you are going to a way for the first time and you are navigating it, and then you go and find your way coming back, your brain has registered it. Next time you go, you will find those clues where to take the turn, or there was a tree here, or this house looks the same. Yes. So your brain had registered. So you have, what has the brain registered? The brain has visually registered and formed memory clues. And those memories are nothing but neurojunctions in your brain, new neurojunctions. These new neurojunctions are not forming now in our children. Because they are digitally programmed. They are all hacking the AI to find this, to find that. So they are not forming new neural networks in their brain. So they are not becoming smart. They are becoming actually dull.
There is absolutely no benefit, because you wanted to talk about benefits.
So I told in the beginning, they are becoming more digitally literate. They are becoming more enabled. They are exploring more options. They can handle those instruments much better than us. Okay, they are becoming computer literate and digital literate. Okay. But that is one aspect of it. And the parents are becoming very happy about it. Chalo.
But if you have to choose, because we discussed a bright side and a dark side, you have 2 daughters, right?
Yeah.
How do you do with them?
So my daughters, one is in class 11 in their high school, and one is in class 10. Both of them don't have phone. Although there was a huge fight and peer pressure and all that, I told, no, as long as you are with us, we are your phones.
So till 18, they're not going to get phone?
No.
I have to, because I promised my daughter when she's going to be teenager, again peer pressure. But now let me go back to Dubai, and I'm going to extend it to...
So they don't have phones. And if they have some difficulties, they come and ask me. I told, go and read this book, find out this chapter, what it is written, whatever you understand, you read, and then you can come and discuss with me. So when they do that and then come, 60-70% they already understand. So they only ask the doubts. So it is like people used to say spoon feeding. Today we are phone feeding, which we should not.
Okay. How much digital exposure is okay per day?
0.
Okay.
Which is not possible. We live in an AI controlled world, and more AI controlled world. So for example, there's a phone there, there is a phone there. Whatever we are conversing now, the phone is listening.
Yes.
So the phone will give us now a lot of ads.
Yes.
Like I am coming to a wellness meeting from Mumbai, I'm flying, and I spoke maybe to a couple of times to the organizers of this and that. So the phone has heard, and then I'm also chatting. The phone is giving me all the wellness products.
No, that's very scary, because
that means every time you are watched, you are followed.
Yes, and the amount of data personal is producing. पहले I'll say मम्मा कोई बचपन की फोटो है, आज मेरी बेटी का पूरा बचपन फोन के अंदर है, you know, and all these pictures are stored somewhere in Apple iCloud or some library. I'm feeding, you know, we are making these companies rich. We are producing so much of data.
Yes.
We are the content creators for such companies.
Yes, you are actually. So that is creating more and more stress. This is the source of stress. So our stress has to be decreased by, withdrawing ourselves from this happening world, what is happening world, to some part of me time, your own space, your own exploration, self, self time with yourself. How many nowadays children or us, whoever, how many times we do thinking in the whole day? We're only reacting. Phone आया, phone बात कर रहे.
That is one of the reason
We
I
are only reacting.
get up at 3:34 because that's the only time I'm thinking. Then I'm in autopilot mode.
Correct.
So that's why it's so important to think.
So maybe 1% or less than 1% of the world follow your 3 a.m., 4 a.m. club, whatever it is. Robin Sharma has a 5 a.m. club. So that how many of the world follows?
Very less. Because stress, are there any biomarkers in the blood?
Oh, yes.
That a person can see, okay, this biomarker is high, I'm highly stressed. I do it through my Whoop band. It tells me HRV. So then I have a NeuroSim. I put it here in the morning. So it stimulates my vagus nerve and my HRV go 10 points up. I don't know a better way. I have tried everything. What are the biomarkers in the blood?
So there are different types of stress now. Psychological stress, physical stress, mental stress, whatever you call it. But ultimately it affects your brain function and mind function and body function. Suppose you are drinking a lot of alcohol. At the time you are drinking, you are feeling very high, pleasurable, good, this, that. And then your body starts feeling the toxic effects of it while it is metabolizing alcohol, and you're generating so much of secondary and tertiary metabolites in your liver. So liver is under stress. Similarly, you are not drinking water for a long time. Your kidney is under stress. You are running very fast. Your lungs and heart is under stress.
But that's a good stress.
When you are doing treadmill, at the end of the day, do you think it's a good stress?
At the end of the day, no way.
That's one. Second, one is 55-year-old. He looks into a video of a super guy who is very fit and athlete, and he's doing this. Oh, he's doing 200 steps in 1 minute. Let me try at least 150. You are not even tuned. Your body is not even capable of doing that. You are 45, he is 25. So these are the things people are crashing. Sudden cardiac death has become so common.
Why?
Because your heart supplies the heartbeats, supplies your hemoglobin, oxygen to all the cells. So when you are doing more work, you need more energy. So when you need more energy, the cell has to metabolize more food to get you energy. So that metabolism happens in mitochondria, and you need oxygen. That oxygen comes from the blood, and the blood supply is done by heart. So heart beats very high. This sometimes because of, and heart beats like an electric pump. So that electricity is produced by ions, sodium, potassium ions. And there are ion channel proteins in our cell.
The gateways.
So these sometimes get blocked and they don't work. The genes which functions and makes these proteins get shut off. And these are the reasons that your heart cannot supply the energy demand out of that part, and it goes under stress and goes going to attack. And sudden cardiac death is one of the reasons. A lot of footballers, a lot of high performance athletes, and now people like Raju Srivastav in the gym dies.
Okay, so they should look at the liver health, organ health, basically. These are the biomarkers of your stress. For example, if your SGOT, SGPT is elevated.
That is one. Then reactive oxygen species, how much of ROS you are generating in your blood, and whether you are scavenging those ROS better. Then your genes controlling this ROS. We have that. We have test for cardiac health genes. So we now work at the molecular level. So cardiac gene profiling, liver gene profiling, diabetic gene profiling, we can do.
Okay. So if the gene profiling says this person has particular gene, but you can shut it down.
We can modulate it. So here functionality of the genes are looked at. And if you have some compromised mutations which is not producing a particular protein or an enzyme, then you can hack that and take the supplement.
Okay. But do you take, you are a researcher, do you take individual cases?
Individual cases?
like patients?
Yeah. Like we are India's first DNA-based diagnostic lab. 12 years back, I started in DNA. So InDNA is an indigenous DNA laboratory. We named India's first DNA company called InDNA. So we look solutions for life in DNA.
So somebody has to come to your place to get it done?
No. We get samples from different places.
And then
And we do the test and then upload reports and send reports.
Okay, if I have to do the whole body, how much it costs?
No, it depends upon what test we are looking at. The cost starts from about 15,000 to 50,000.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely am curious about hair and digging deeper, because so many women are now losing their confidence because they are losing hair, and the men are losing hair. It's a big industry now there. And I know that, biotin or any other thing, it stops for a while, but then it comes back again. We cannot do much with nutrients work, right? So do you think with biotin and with all these SOPOM or DHT blockers, one can have effect?
So yes, and individually personalization of somebody's health needs to be optimized first to look into the what is the heavy metal toxicity exposure, what is the pollution exposure, and then is there any accelerated biological aging happening. Those things has to be taken care and then integrated. So it is not anymore that one test, one association, which we have to take the entire. That's why we are calling it functional medicine. We are getting into functional pathways because every pathway has a link with another.
Okay. So what advice you give to someone with high stress who has now maybe long-term damage done, and how they can reverse it?
Yeah. So if there are two ways. If somebody has lost a limb in an accident, he has physically lost a limb. He may get a prosthetic limb or a different type of a limb to get his limb function back, which will not be as good as the original. But if physiologically some person has been under stress or doing some kind of activity for a longer period, say for example, a simple petrol pump worker, he is filling gas in car, he is inhaling crude petroleum for 20 years as a gas station worker. He has tremendous amount of DNA damages in his health, and then toxicity and that heavy metals in his. So first thing is, if we withdraw him from the work, his source of those toxins has gone, and then we detox him, and then we try to restore his physiological processes. Health, our body is a healing machine, is a tremendous healing machine, a miraculous healing machine. So if we can align those innate healing processes by different procedures, be it your whole body toxin removal, then detoxification, then nutrition, then supplementation, then integrated. Some people have therapies, different types of therapies like far infrared therapies or ozone therapies and all. If we help the body go back to its natural system, it is just matter of time that the person will get restored. That much I am very confident.
That's so beautiful. I just did a supplement company, right? And just giving magnesium to people. They have 10 years old migraine, they cannot sleep properly, just with one molecule. And if I'm walking on the Indian roads and somebody is crying and running towards me, I say it's magnesium, or liver detox. So we have a capsule called liver detox, that's the highest selling product, because people got fatty liver. My mom had fatty liver. We gave liver detox. People said my pigmentation is gone, my energy levels are high. Someone said like vitiligo is gone. I don't know, different thing. It's N-acetylcysteine with dandelion root and milk thistle. So you're right. Like body ko itna sa pyar karo.
Bas, that's enough.
They start healing.
Yeah.
You spoke about detox. Other than saunas, what is the most powerful detox technique?
Chelation.
Chelation. किलेशन का एक ही प्रॉब्लम है, वहाँ पे जाओ, 3 hours बैठो.
इंजेक्शन फियर, आप मुझे इंजेक्शन लगाओगे,
नहीं, बट
मेरा
3 hours.
मेरा मेरे पास आईवी चढ़ेगा, ओ माय गॉड, आई एम टेरिबली सिक, ये तो आईसीयू हॉस्पिटल में होता है, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल, नो नो नो,
Because
आई डोंट वांट.
I interviewed Dr. Sibia 2 podcasts before, and Dr. Sibia का like they do basically work with lead. So but मैंने कहा डॉक्टर सीबिया मैं मम्मा पापा को लेके आती हूँ, तो बोल रहे 1 हफ्ता तो आना, like you have to do multiple 3 hours a day. It's a big investment. There is no shortcut. It has to be chelation.
No. I am giving, you asked me a question, which is the most powerful detoxification method. I mentioned chelation, but chelation is not the go on and be all for everyone. See, personalized medicine and precision medicine is all about who needs what and what works. You said that there is a liver detox capsule which may work. There are, say, some of the gallbladder stones or kidney stones, they just go off by flash water therapy, no need of surgery, because the size is small and then the age of the person is on the better side. So that helps. So everybody doesn't need the same thing. We can optimize that for people.
But we all are exposed to heavy metals, all. So chelation should technically work for everybody. But let's say if somebody cannot afford this much of time,
Yeah.
Can I launch EDTA capsules? Will it work?
So you mentioned EDTA chelation by capsule. Now, if you track the path of the capsule, it is eaten and it is going to the stomach, and then it is into your GI tract, and then it ultimately gets land in liver by absorption. And if you see the IV is directly done through blood, and you have this circulating blood. So every minute the whole blood circulates 5 times. 72 times the heart beats, not just for nothing. It makes sure that your whole blood reaches your entire body 5 times. Like people asked me, I understood this when I was doing experiment with the breast cancer people who undergo radiation. So suppose there's a mass of 2 centimeter tumor in the breast, and the mass is exposed to a very focused beam of radiation, and that radiation is given 1.4 gray in 2 minutes or 1.8 minutes. So the doctor say, I'm just exposing her for just 2 minutes. What does it have to do with your DNA damage? Okay, it is shooting all the tumor cells and killing it. Nothing to do with their normal cells. He was arguing.
I have stopped so many women to stop doing your yearly or 2 yearly breast cancer screening. It will aggravate things and will give DNA damage.
So then I told that, sir, in that 2 minutes, your blood has crossed that place 2 times. So it has picked up
the radiations.
And the blood has got damaged. So then he told, show me the proof. Then I showed the DNA damaged cells visually. You can visually see. You can visually see your telomeres in my lab. If you come and I'll show you. So yeah, it's like that. So I would say that the best way to clean your tunnels or your pathways is through the blood.
Through the blood. I'll do chelation. I'm so much convinced now.
Just do that. You will feel good. Then,
but Dr. CBI is doing lead chelation. Is that enough?
No. There are different cocktails of chelations. So there is a general cocktail of chelation which is for your all your heavy metal toxicity is done. Particularly people who are exposed to environments like Delhi and that surrounding NCR, which is really polluted. So there, this kind of lead chelations and chromium and other heavy metals is fine. But we in Bhubaneswar, our patients, our clients are general chelations, and they glow. They have such their appetite increases. their stomach doesn't bloat anymore, they get good sleep. There's many advantages.
Okay, you guys do chelation.
So I have an integrated building where my 4th floor is lab, and the 3rd floor is corporate office, 2nd floor is a cancer clinic, and the ground floor is wellness clinic.
Okay. So guys, we will put Dr. Banerjee, should I call her Biren? Dr. Banerjee's details. If you're around that area, do visit for whatever reason you want him. So, okay, 5th and the last reason, and then we are done with the podcast.
Okay, so let us revisit. The first one I told in anti-aging is sleep. Then the second I told you about your food. And then how to utilize those calories, I told about exercise. And the 4th I told about is stress management. Okay. 5th and the most important is people are human beings. They are not spiritual.
Okay, spirituality.
I would not say religious, I would say spirituality.
Okay.
You have to have community spirituality, or you have to have group spirituality or individual spirituality. That you have to do. That is very important, because physical, mental and spiritual, these are the 3 layers of health.
You have to heal one to get to second.
Yes. And as per our Upanishads, we have this Panchakosa system, 5 kosas, where you have the first one is the physical, that is Annamaya. Then you have the Pranamaya, that is life. Then you have the Manomaya, that is your mind. Then you have the Vijnanamaya, that is your analytics. And then you have Anandamaya, that is your bliss. So this blissful state you will only get when you are spiritual.
I worked on all layers. I moved to Dubai 1.5 years back, and I started getting signals from the universe. You just get that kind of people, and it's no coincidence. It's universe intelligent, which are pushing me now towards emotional healing. That's the last healing. So it is related to past life regrets, hypnotherapy, your childhood traumas. So just did 1-2 sessions. I don't know what affects, but in my physical reality, I see the effect that suddenly the people who are spiritual, right now we have 200 doctors. I don't know why I'm sitting in front of you. Maybe we are aligned, Suddenly my vibrations are attracting that similar beings, and the people who do not belong there are just they're disappearing from the life. Once I started doing this emotional healing, I've just started. I know this journey is going to be 4, 5, 10 years, but I totally believe it. Suddenly, out of nowhere, my brother will tell me, "You're going back to Dubai, can you stay?" Okay, I'll stay for 1 more day. That night, I got a call. One opportunity led to another, to the 3rd, to the 4th. It's all miraculous. Do you believe in these things?
You touched upon a very important fundamental reality, which we kind of don't tap to, but we act. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? Who are you? What is my purpose? Everything again comes back to purpose. So people say that the universe conspires you to be in that particular point, to do this, to do that. Now, everything in this universe is programmed. There's nothing unprogrammed. Unprogrammed is not a concept which works with the universe, because it is so connected and so nicely orchestrated that it has to be programmed. There is no other way. If it is chaos, if it is unprogrammed, then it will never last even a femtomicrosecond also. So for the whole universe to work or to be or to exist, there is a program. And that in that program, everybody is playing a role. We don't realize that, and we keep doing it like a rat race, that it is, I have to be there, I have to do this work, I have to deliver this parcel, I have to go and meet this person. those things we take it like on a face value, but we don't. If you dig deeper, you understand why am I meeting this person.
Yes.
And so you're serendipitously in Dubai, you meet somebody because your brother told to stay back that day, and then you meet that, and then it led to your complete different path. Is your brother was simply a catalyst, okay, conspired by the universe to hold you there and connect. Yeah. It is all connecting the dots.
Yes, I totally believe in
So
that.
connecting the dots and law of attraction. So if you are working on some particular area and do it genuinely, then you will attract that kind of people towards you.
Yes, totally agree. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Banerjee. So guys, we've already concluded, very beautifully put by Doctor. And I loved this podcast. It was very natural, flowing, and I think great insights for people. And thank you for, conserving your energy so you can put it to a greater good. Thanks coming here, and I wish you all the best with whatever on the karmic path you've taken.
Pleasure, and it is actually an opportunity. I always look things like an opportunity. I did not do a service to you or anything. I have done it to myself, like it's an opportunity. Through your medium, I am talking to so many people, trying to share my experience, whatever little bit I have learned in my journey so far. And sharing always amplifies and expand. So it's my privilege to be here and sharing things. I did not know you maybe a week back, and thanks to Sanjay, like his name, he connected me to you, and then it's wonderful that whatever you are doing for the people, you're using the current medium, which is a powerful medium, to reach as many people as you want, and helping them, guiding them, healing them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
you.
Doctor. Guys, My Duty Talks के through मैं world के best doctors that are working to train other doctors, DNA, research scientists, सबको आपके सामने लाना चाहती हूँ. My Duty Talks को सिर्फ आप ही हिट कर सकते हैं इस शो को. इस शो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए एंड हमारे चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. अगर दिस इज़ अ हिट चैनल, then I'm definitely bringing world's top-notch doctors in front of you to give you right medical advice. अगर आपको लगता है ये एपिसोड किसी को बेनिफिट कर सकता है, I've done my part. Now it's your time to do your part. Please उनको फॉरवर्ड कीजिए और उनको हेल्प कीजिए ताकि उनको फ़ायदा हो.